The date was June 27th, 2002. Kurt Angle stood in the middle of a WWE ring with his gold medal on the line in yet another Kurt Angle Invitational. And a man from West Newbury, Massachusetts, made his way down that ramp, climbed between those ropes, and stood nose to nose with the Olympic gold medalist. Now, at the time, Kurt Angle didn't know much about this kid. Nobody did. He was new. He just showed up. Cocky, brash, arrogant. Kurt Angle looked him in the eye, and he asked him, he said, "Kid, what makes you think you got what it takes to hang with the big dogs around here?" And that young man, he looked Kurt Angle in the face, and he didn't skip a step. And he told Kurt Angle he had ruthless aggression. And those two men fought a match that night that was one of the greatest matches in all of WWE history, in this man's opinion, because I watched every minute of it. And I'm going to sit here and tell you today that even though the young man lost that match that day, that was probably the biggest victory of his entire career, because it catapulted him to where he was today. Now, I tell this story because something very similar is unfolding before everybody's eyes right here in the IW. You have TJ Blaire in a best-of-3 series with Jack Arson. The series is tied. TJ Blaire shocked the world on the last edition of Delta when he was able to pin Jack Arson, the IW Underground Champion, to the mat for a count of 3. There's not a lot of men that can say that. If you check the history books, Jack Arson has only lost to the likes of Legion Cole. Jack Arson has lost to the likes of some of the elite talent here in the IW. He don't lose to the walk-on scrubs, which tells you something about TJ Blaire right from the very beginning, which is why this match is a last man standing match. That's why we're going to war until there's only one of us left standing. You don't think for 1 second, TJ Blaire, that this entire series was not orchestrated by me, because if I didn't want to be here facing you, I wouldn't be. If I didn't know that I could beat you, I wouldn't have took this challenge. I want you to know something, though. You looked me in the eye, and you did not back down. There are not a lot of people that I can look back in the eye and say that I truly respect, but TJ Blaire, after our last match, you have earned the respect of the monster of the administration. Just because you've earned my respect, big man, doesn't mean that you're gonna win this match. I'm gonna tell you a little story about my history in last man standing matches. I've had guys think that putting the announce table on top of me would be enough to keep me from getting up before the count of 10, only to see me toss the announce table off of myself and get right back up. I had a man that brought forks on a fork truck down across my chest, only to watch as I ripped them off and got back up before the count of 10. I don't stay down for a 10 count, TJ Blaire. I will not stay down for a 10 count, TJ Blaire, unless you take my last breath from me. Understand that. I'm not in this match to prove anything except to humble you. You're gonna be a star one day, but that day isn't today. You're gonna win huge matches one day, but Betsy says that day is not today, TJ Blaire. You see, last man standing is no rules. That's when my little dyke bitch gets to come out and play. You see, I always save the best for last, TJ Blaire. The grand finale, in the event that you were able to force a match 3, it was always gonna be last man standing, because I'm gonna put you down for a 10 count. I'm gonna show the world that the end of the first chapter of the Book of Blaire is with TJ Blaire being humbled by a monster. But fear not, because your book is not over yet. Because you see, you have written such an exhilarating first chapter that you're not gonna see the Book of Blaire in any $5 bargain bin, kid. You're on the way to writing a bestseller. You just gotta humble yourself a little bit. And I'm glad to do it for you. It's been an absolute pleasure going to war with you 3 times, TJ Blaire, because there's nothing that I love more than a good challenge with a fresh face. But I want you to know that playtime's over. Brooklyn, New York, the monster of the underground is coming to put you down, TJ Blaire. But then I'll pick you back up. After it's all said and done, I'll even pick you back up. I'll hold my hand out to you, and I'll raise it. Because even if you fall to somebody like Jack Arson, you have fought with such a level of class that it deserves to be highlighted. It deserves to be shown and broadcast all over the IW universe, just like your name will one day be. Not all legends start on the top, TJ Blaire. But I sure did help you get there a whole hell of a lot quicker, didn't I? You're welcome.